Dưới đây là đoạn văn bạn yêu cầu viết lại y nguyên mà không thêm bớt hay sáng tạo. Number 1. The creepy twin illusion. Ever walk past a mirror at night in a dark house and catch your own reflection just at the edge of your vision, causing a primal jolt of pure terror? You know that split second when your brain panics and goes, something is there, even though you know it's just you. This isn't a ghost or a glitch in the matrix. It's a perfectly normal trick of your own visual system. When you look at your reflection in the dark, your brain is trying to make sense of incomplete information. Our brains are hardwired to recognize faces, and in low light, they start to fill in the blanks. That's why your face can suddenly seem distorted, or even like it belongs to a stranger. The part of your brain that processes visual input gets confused. And in that moment of uncertainty, the amygdala, your brain's personal alarm system, screams, danger! It's a remnant of our ancestral days when spotting a hidden predator in the shadows was the difference between life and death. So, what you're experiencing is your ancient survival instinct overriding your modern rational mind. Basically, your brain is so good at seeing faces that it starts making them up out of thin air, just in case you need to run. Number 2. The uncanny valley. This one feels familiar to anyone who's ever been unsettled by a robot, a doll, or a CGI character that looks almost, but not quite, human. Think of those hyper-realistic mannequins or a CGI movie that just doesn't feel right. The uncanny valley is that feeling of revulsion or unease you get when something is so close to human but misses the mark by a fraction. The theory, proposed by a robotics professor in 1970, suggests that as an object's human likeness increases, so does our empathy toward it. Up to a point. Once it gets too close without being perfect, our empathy plummets into this deep valley of discomfort. Your brain is a finely tuned lie detector for visual cues. It's constantly scanning for signs of humanity, the way eyes move, the slight asymmetry of a smile, the subtle flush of skin. When it encounters something that has all the right parts but doesn't move or act exactly right, it triggers a powerful "something is wrong here" signal. It's like a neurological red flag. Your brain is whispering, this is not what it appears to be. Be very afraid. It's a built-in defense mechanism against things that look sick, dead, or even non-human. Number 3, the jolt before you fall asleep. You're drifting off, just about to enter dreamland, when suddenly your body gives a full-on spasmodic jerk. You wake up with a jolt, heart pounding, feeling like you've just tripped over your own feet in a dream. This is a hypnic jerk, and it's a totally normal, though incredibly jarring, phenomenon. Here's the most common theory. As your muscles relax for sleep, your brain misinterprets the signals. It thinks you're falling, and in a last-ditch effort to keep you safe, it sends a powerful jolt to wake you up. Imagine your nervous system is a paranoid parent, watching you slowly lose consciousness. When it sees your muscles go limp, it panics and yells, "No, wake up!" sending a quick, sharp shock through your limbs. Other theories suggest it's a minor spasm of the brain itself, or a sign that the upper and lower halves of your brain are falling asleep at slightly different speeds, causing a temporary disconnection. Whatever the cause, it's a perfect example of your body doing something completely natural that feels completely wrong. It's a friendly reminder that even when you're unconscious, your nervous system is on patrol, just waiting to scare you awake. Dưới đây là đoạn văn bạn yêu cầu viết lại y nguyên mà không thêm bớt hay sáng tạo. Number 7. Seeing a person in the corner of your eye. You're home alone, reading or watching TV, when you catch a flicker of movement out of the corner of your eye. You turn to look, but there's nothing there. Your heart rate spikes for a second, and you feel that primitive jolt of fear. What you're experiencing is a combination of peripheral vision and pattern recognition gone haywire. Your peripheral vision is incredibly sensitive to motion, but terrible at detail. It's designed to be a tripwire for potential threats, and it's always on. When a shadow shifts or a piece of clothing moves in your peripheral field, your brain, in its eagerness to protect you, defaults to its favorite explanation: a person. It's a survival bias left over from when being able to spot a predator, or another human, was key. The logical part of your brain knows you're alone, but the deeper, more ancient part of your brain is already screaming and drawing a stick figure in the shadows, just in case. Number 8. The sudden feeling of falling. This one is a total mind bender. You're walking down the stairs or just standing still, and for a split second, you feel a visceral sensation of falling, even though you are firmly planted on the ground. This strange feeling can be caused by a number of things, but the most common is a momentary disconnect between your visual and vestibular systems. Your vestibular system, located in your inner ear, is your brain's GPS for balance and spatial orientation. It's constantly sending signals to your brain about your head and body position. Sometimes, due to a slight inner ear glitch or just an odd angle, your vestibular system sends a signal that doesn't match what your eyes are seeing. Your brain gets a conflicting report, and for a second, it panics and defaults to a primitive, "we are falling" signal. It's a quick, harmless error in your nervous system's operating system. It's your brain's way of shouting, "Whoa, did we just trip? Are we okay? Just checking." Number 9, when a single word looks wrong. You're writing an email or a paper, and you type a perfectly normal word, say the or cat, and suddenly it looks completely alien. You stare at it, say it out loud a few times, and it starts to lose all meaning. It just looks like a series of bizarre shapes. This phenomenon is called semantic satiation. It happens when your brain is forced to repeat a word or concept so many times that the word's meaning gets temporarily disconnected from the sound and visual representation. Your brain processes words by a constant feedback loop between their shape, sound, and meaning. When you overstimulate one part of that loop by staring at a word for too long, the other parts get worn out and stop communicating. The word becomes nothing more than a weird collection of letters. It's basically your brain's version of a repetitive motion injury. Number 10, the phantom smell. You're just going about your day, and suddenly you smell something completely distinct, like freshly baked cookies or a waft of smoke. You stop, sniff the air, and realize no one else smells it, and there's no logical source. This is a phantom smell, a condition also known as phantasmia. While sometimes a sign of a more serious medical condition, it's often caused by a temporary disruption in the olfactory system. It can be a strange hiccup in the same sensory parts of the brain that handle taste and memory. The brain misfires and randomly pulls a memory of a scent from its archives, making you smell something that isn't actually there. It's a perfectly normal glitch in your neural network, a bit like a ghost in the machine. Your brain is essentially playing a trick on you, pulling a random, forgotten smell from a dusty file cabinet just to make sure you're paying attention. Dưới đây là đoạn văn bạn yêu cầu viết lại y nguyên mà không thêm bớt hay sang tạo. Number 4, the phantom phone vibration. You're sitting at your desk, minding your own business, when you feel it, a distinct, urgent buzz in your pocket. You reach for your phone, pull it out, and nothing. No message, no notification, not even a missed call. You put it back, and 5 minutes later, it happens again. This is called phantom vibration syndrome, and it's a very real thing that happens to an estimated 80% of cell phone users. It's a glitch in your brain's attentional system. Your nervous system is constantly on high alert, scanning the environment for important stimuli. With a phone, your brain gets conditioned to feel a certain pattern of vibrations and to associate that pattern with a reward, a text from a friend, a new like, an important email. When the actual buzz doesn't happen, your brain, desperate for a little hit of digital dopamine, starts manufacturing the sensation. It's like your nervous system has become so sensitive to the expectation of a notification that any random muscle twitch or fabric rustle is interpreted as the vibration. Basically, your brain has become so addicted to your phone that it's starting to hallucinate. Number 5, getting lost in your own home. You're walking to the bathroom in the middle of the night, half asleep and in the dark. You know your house like the back of your hand, yet for a brief, terrifying moment, you are completely disoriented. You lose your bearings, feel a surge of panic, and have to stop to remember which way is which. This is due to your body's sleep inertia. When you wake up, your brain doesn't just switch on like a light bulb. It's more like a vintage computer booting up, slowly and with a lot of buzzing. Your cognitive functions, including spatial awareness and short-term memory, are still in a fog. In this state, your mind reverts to a more primitive, instinctual mode. It forgets the familiar mental map it has of your home and suddenly perceives your surroundings as strange and unknown. This momentary lapse in recognition triggers a powerful danger signal from your amygdala because, from an evolutionary perspective, not knowing your surroundings could be fatal. Your mind basically forgets where it is for a second and just assumes the worst. Number 6, feeling trapped in an elevator. You're in an elevator, and it's a perfectly normal ride. The door opens, you step out, and you suddenly feel a weird sense of relief, even though you were never in any real danger. The elevator itself is a total mind game. Think about it. It's a tiny, enclosed metal box that moves vertically on cables, completely removed from your own control. This creates a deeply rooted sense of vulnerability. Our brains evolved to feel safe in wide, open spaces where we could see potential threats. Being in a small box goes against our most basic instincts for freedom and control. Even if you're not actively claustrophobic, the rational part of your brain is in a constant low-level battle with the primal, emotional part. The primal brain is screaming, "We are trapped! Get out now!" While the rational brain calmly reminds it, it's fine. The doors are opening. The relief you feel when you step out isn't because you were in danger, but because your brain's internal conflict has finally been resolved. It's just your ancient wiring giving a sigh of relief that you survived a brief, pointless act of imprisonment.